There are a few issues that must be taken into consideration when making a decision about student performance. The first of these is the number of items in the data set the student is working on. Let's consider a task analysis that has 12 points in it, or 12 steps. In the baseline, the student can get 1 out of 12, 1 out of 12, and 2 out of 12, making it 4 out of 36, or an 11% performance rate. Let's go to the last 3 data points, and the student can have a 2 out of 12, a 2 out of 12, and a 2 out of 12, making it 6 out of 36, meaning they got 2 more responses correct in the last 3 data points than the first 3 data points. That would be a 17% change. Well, that shows that the student actually made a 6% growth from the first 3 data points to the last 3 data points, simply because of the number in the task analysis that we're working on. Now let's go to, if they had a task analysis, or let's say that they had a repeated trial and they're working on 3 new vocabulary words. And we have a 1 out of 3, a 0 out of 3, and a 0 out of 3 on their first 3 data points, giving us 1 out of 9, which is an 11% performance rate. Now let's move to the last 3. We get a 1 out of 3, a 1 out of 3, and a 0 out of 3, meaning the student only got 1 more response correct, but because it's 2 out of 9 now, it's a 22% performance rate, which means they've grown 11% because they've got additionally 1 more correct. Those numbers can sometimes skew the data that we're looking at. So we have to look at not only the student's performance and the graph, but the percentage change as well, because the percentage change may not be accurate for what the student's performance actually represents. The second issue may be related to the mastery level set for the student during the benchmark review. Let's consider that a student would have 4 sight words during a science unit. If the mastery level is set at 50%, then the students are being expected to master 2 sight words within that benchmark review time period. If the student does that, they make 50% of their goal. They're actually mastering the goal set for them during that benchmark time period. But that's not the entire goal. The entire goal is 4 sight words. So they would need a second benchmark period to master those other 2 sight words to get to the 100%. That would be the expectation of performance over time. So the mastery level influences the decision that can be made about the student's performance during a benchmark period.